Hey D for Beers, David here. How are you? Welcome to another episode of Edna's Resort Reports. You'll remember our intrepid reporter, Edna, a certain fashion madam, takes a look around all the Walt Disney resorts and feeds back to me. I've got a latest report here, page after page of notes of everything she thinks about the resort. So I'm going to start reading through these. Sorry, hold on 1 second. What?
Words are useless. Come. Too much of it, darling. Too much. That is why I show you my work. That is why you are here.
Okay, I get it. Not lots of words. Put this down. Lots of pictures. Here is Edna's Resort Reports.
Edna mode. And guess.
Access granted.
Welcome to Disney's Port Orleans Riverside Resort, a moderate resort and one of 2 Port Orleans resorts at Walt Disney World. Riverside is, as its name suggests, built along a large mass of water, and the rooms are very widely spread out, so expect long, enjoyable walks around the resort, or drives of course. Themed around the Old South, Mississippi River and Louisiana, expect mansions, rustic wooden buildings and plantation-style architecture. Here you'll find 2,048 rooms, some of which are pet friendly. Rooms are motel style with doors leading out to covered walkways, and each room sleeps up to 4 adults and a child of up to 10 years old in a pull down Murphy bed. And remember, if you're a Brit, there's no such thing as the ground floor in the States. Rooms start on the first and go up to second and third, etc. So don't do what we did and lug your cases to the wrong floor. There's also lifts in each block. Rooms are a reasonable size at around 314 square foot and traditionally styled with some subtle Disney theming. You'll have a choice of 1 or 2 double beds, and some also come with the Murphy bed, which is the fold down bed I mentioned before, suitable for a child of up to 10 years old. You'll also find a table and 2 chairs. At the top end of the room you'll have a vanity with 2 sinks, a toilet, a bath and an overhead shower, together with complimentary amenities such as shower gel, shampoo and conditioner. You'll also find hanging space for clothes to complement the drawers in the main part of the room, where you'll also find the large flat screen TV and USB and USA sockets dotted around the room. Those with special requirements are well catered for in one of the 200 accessible rooms, which have things like roll-in showers. And if you want something extra special, there are royal rooms which are very classy with behind the bed fireworks, all themed to Princess Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. All in all, these rooms are really great with a nice blend of theming and comfort. And just to be sure, as usual, I asked Edna for her description of the bedding and she said,
Breathes like Egyptian cotton.
Thanks Edna, having stayed there I completely agree with you. So back to the resort. Port Orleans Riverside is split into 2 main areas. In Magnolia Bend you'll find plantation style mansion homes which are still standard motel style with doors opening onto covered walkways, and Alligator Bayou is rustic lodges set in wooded areas. I've stayed here a couple of times and love this place. You can have a wooded view out of your window, you've got the huge lakes to walk around, and it has a peacefulness not normally associated with Disney. Set in the Disney Springs area, you're close to Epcot, Typhoon Lagoon and of course Disney Springs. And you can use the resort buses to get to these parks and all the other Disney parks. You have the added advantage here though that this resort is on the Sassagoula River, which means you can take a gentle boat ride to Disney Springs. You should try it, Edna says it's fab. This resort is a splasher and swimmer's paradise as it has 6 pools. The main resort pool is called Old Man Island and has the usual slides for kids, 0 entry, spa baths, etc. What's great about this is the other pools are nicely dotted around the resort and are great for peaceful evening swims, often just a stone's throw from your room. In the resort centre, as well as check-in, you'll find the River Roost Lounge. In the morning it's a place to go for grab and go breakfast, and in the evening it transforms into more of a standard lounge with a bar. You have a great choice of food from the Riverside Mill food court, which has everything from burgers and pastas to ice creams, shakes and possibly the largest ice cream sandwiches I've ever seen. Boatwright's Dining Hall is a full-service sit-down table service restaurant with traditional decor and really highly rated food. And at Fulton's General Store you can buy the usual Disney fare, of course including food items, and don't forget your bread for the toasters. In the centre you'll also find a laundry should you wish to wash your clothes whilst on holiday, and here and around the resort are designated smoking areas. A little reminder of my quick hint, remember I said the shop sold bread? Well, there are toasters in the Riverside Mill food court where you can toast your bread, whether you've bought it here or off site, and help yourself to butter and jam to save yourself money, with the proviso of course that you're going to be spending that elsewhere in Disney. And if you're after a tipple, the outside Muddy Rivers bar will meet your needs whilst you look out over the pool area. For getting around you can use a hire car, there is a daily parking fee, or the Disney buses and boats. This resort has a number of bus stops around it, so allow even more time to get to your destination. And as ever, the buses can get really busy, so leave yourself plenty of time to get to the parks for opening or rope drop or any fast passes. Similarly, if you're coming home late at night after a long day at the parks, and especially if you've got younger children, you're going to have two challenges. Firstly, the bus queues will be massive, and secondly, the bus may look after both this and Port Orleans French Quarter with all their individual stops, so you could have a really long time on the bus. To avoid this, it might be worth considering a taxi, an Uber or a Lyft to get home, but if you do, make sure you book that advance to reserve it and get it at a reasonable rate. Having looked around, buses appear to be by far the biggest complaint on this resort, so do consider this. Edna loved this resort. Its traditional theming is great for a more adult experience, and the 6 pools and wide open spaces are great for families with younger kids or with traditional country design and decor. Rooms here range from between $240 to $440 a night. This of course is depending on the room type and where on the resort you're staying and the dates. So before we hear Edna's final thoughts, here are the good and bads of this resort. Here are Edna's heroes and villains. Firstly, the heroes. Edna has said this is a peaceful, spread out resort, and you're in the middle of beauty with lakes, wooded areas and traditional furniture and food. The noise and the hustle and bustle of Disney feels miles away, even though it's literally just a boat or bus ride away. Number 2 is the pools, with 1 great main pool and 5 others dotted around the resort. You're very likely to be just a number of steps away from a pool, which is great for a quiet, peaceful evening swim. Number 3 is the boat ride. If you haven't done it, the boat ride to Disney Springs allows your driver to have a night off and is a really lovely thing to do of an evening. Just don't forget your mozzie spray before you go. For number 4, we're looking at the food options here. With a choice of a quick serve food court and a table service restaurant, your appetite is sure to be satisfied whether you want chips, burgers and fried food, or salads, pastas, steaks and healthy food. And then finally, you're close to 3 parks. You're close to Epcot, Disney Springs and Typhoon Lagoon, so all are nicely nearby. Oh, scary. So now we've heard about the heroes, let's talk about the villains and the downside of staying on this resort. Number 1, this is a big resort. Its 2,000 rooms are spread over a huge area, so you may be walking a lot or having to add time onto your journey. If this isn't your thing, make sure that you book a preferred room or ask to get rooms closer to the centre. They will cost a little bit more money, but if walking around and travelling is not your thing and you find it a challenge, it's worth that extra investment. Number 2 is the water, and this is especially important for those of you with younger children. If you've got younger kids, there are lots and lots of lakes around here. They look beautiful, but there are no barriers at the edge of them. So consider this, make sure your kids are safe and with you all the time. Number 3 probably should have been number 1. This is a massive complaint area, and it's the buses. At the resort, the buses have got at least 4 stops to attend to, so you will have a longer wait than normal. As busy times, the buses may also service Port Orleans Riverside, so your wait could be even longer still. please consider alternative transports if you want to avoid this. Number 4 is the challenge of breakfast, and it may not be a challenge for you. You will be a long way away from the resort centre, so I always recommend do take advantage of the in-room fridge if you've got one, and have yogurts, fruits and snack bars or cereals to get people started in the morning rather than track all the way to the centre. For the adults, you will have a coffee machine in your room, so your morning cup of joe is secure. And number 5 is room size. Whilst these rooms are a reasonable size and certainly bigger than the value resort ones, you may find storage a challenge. We've stayed there and there was just enough storage for us to hang our clothes up, and that was for the 2 of us, but we were staying for 2 weeks and we do carry lots of clothes. It may be challenging for a family, so you may need to leave clothes in your cases. So there you have it, Edna's report of everything you need to know about Port Orleans Riverside. We hope you found it useful. Don't forget to click to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when Edna and I share a new video. And please feel free to like this and share it with your friends and family. We love to help other people. If you've ever stayed at Riverside, we'd love to know what you thought about it, so tell us your heroes and villains in the comments section. Before we go, one final question. Edna, is there a dress code?
No cakes!